there is no parliament that can work without research and without evaluation. If you are working without research and evaluation, it means you are not getting the priorities right, and also you are not being able to assess yourself to see whether your policies are working and whether that is the development record you want to leave.
Evaluation is key. It's everything, because you need to take decisions based on evidence, based on facts, based on accurate information. And if you do not get, you have decisions that you've taken, you have programs that you have programmed yourself, you have budgets, you have a lot of activities that some are mandatory by constitutional, others are by legislation. If you don't put in a mechanism to monitor and evaluate, you'll be lost. Because you don't know where you are, you don't know whether you are moving towards your target, you don't know whether you are almost getting there, whether there's a need to change strategy, whether there's a need to do any other thing. So it's key to everything that you do if you really want to achieve the expected results.
It is very important to evaluate the government initiative. And you know, the first objective of the government is to work to the interests of the people. So now I think that if you receive some aid, some fund, you have to be sure that you use for the interest for the population. So I think the evaluation is very important in case we work with some partner. We have to evaluate. Maybe in our country, we have to monitor and evaluate how we are use the fund we get in the national budget.
I think evaluation is very important. In my country, we had a mid-term evaluation, and this is very important to see what is going on the ground. And you can get real informations at the ground from the people. What's going on? You know, sometimes it happens that the thing on the ground and the thing on the paper is different. So it is very important to go through to the people at the grassroots level and what is going on there. And you have to have, in my country, we are highly concerned to evaluate the benefit of the total population, especially at the grassroots level.
I think it has been very useful, and it's brought us to a point, we are a new democracy, only 21 years old, and making legislation around health has been difficult, but fun at the same time. I would give, for example, the anti-tobacco bill or the anti-smoking bill. It caused a huge uproar in our country. Evidence-based showed that it was going to be to the benefit of South Africans, and of course there was resistance about it. But eventually, when the legislation came to pass, it was quite different to what the experience was in the hearings for the bill. We are now at a point in our country where we are considering the national health system, and there's also a lot of opposition to it, simply because I think the private sector is feeling rather threatened about it. But the evidence has shown that it is a model that can work, provided that there's proper funding for it. And I think it's going to be very helpful in the way going forward.
Unfortunately, most assemblies, especially if I'm to speak for Africa, because I sit here at the Pan-African Parliament, we have a shortage of researchers. And most of the time, you will find that parliaments partner with bodies, whether they are foreign agents or whether they are local, to help them do their evaluation. So we don't have enough resources in terms of researchers, and that is always the negative side of planning in terms of policy making. During the budget making process, allocate money to the parliaments to deal with the issue of researchers and evaluators, because right now we don't have enough of them.
I believe that first we have to have professionals who can do this evaluation properly without any bias. outside the interest of the people themselves. So that is one thing. Professionals, you have to train professionals. You have to have efficient and sufficient professionals for evaluation. So through this scientific process, you can see how the policies are proper for the people and what adjustments can be needed. And even you can bring another type, another policy, another strategy if it is not working.
I think given that the rate of illiteracy is quite high, and we talk in South Africa of what is called a people's parliament, that we need the people to be actually involved in the decision making because it's going to affect them directly. Now, we say we are people's parliament and we conduct public hearings all over the country, but at the same time we have to take the voices of the people into consideration. And all sectors, whether you are from a disabled side of the community, whether you're from the agricultural side, whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, every single role player has got to be involved in if we want to give effect to the concept that we are truly a people's parliament.
The first thing is to devolve this process. Let the process be handled not only at the national level, but let it go down to, for example, in Kenya, the county level, and eventually to the village level or to the sub-locations. Because that is where the implementation of any program is done. If, for example, you are planning to build dams, eventually you'll go to the area where the dam is being built, and you'd want to know how it has impacted on the lives of the people. So definitely, those are the people, and those are the ones who should never be left behind. Those are the people at the ground who will be able to tell you that this particular dam is working well for us, or it's not working well, or we need maybe a booster, or we need pipes to go to every home. That is how you engage. And when you engage that way, then at the national level, you are relevant to what the people want.
Development or growth can come by different ways, but I think the core should be, is this development benefited all the society? That is maybe in gender areas which are very, very far from the center. And in fact, not only in my country, Ethiopia, it can be even in different countries. The level of development of different areas, different regions is not the same. So you have to give attention, especially the people who are behind. Especially as I am a woman, thanks to my constitution, it gives a very huge right for women. So women are benefiting from the rule, but the practice is still a problem. That is implementation.
I think we again at a stage where gender is coming into its own. Having just come out of a women's caucus to do this interview and hearing the voices of the parliamentarians from all parts of Africa, I think South Africa is a little ahead than the rest of Africa in terms of gender equality. The fact that the president has situated the gender issues in the presidency, the fact that we have a Chapter 9 institution dealing with gender equality shows that we are serious about gender issues. And unfortunately, when we talk about gender issues, we tend to only focus on women. But men have an equal role to play. If we deal with matters regarding equity in terms of gender, then we open up and expand social equality.
I think social programs I think programs that deal with the day-to-day living of the ordinary citizen. I think we should put more emphasis on health, on education, and security.
So because of the fast-changing nature of the objective that we even said, evaluation will have to be up and running with the changing of the world, with technology, with the mindset of people, with the value system that we have, with the diversity that we have. Evaluation will have to run to be able to remain relevant in our day-to-day.
The role of Pan-African Parliament is to promote the good governance in Africa. So I think that we are trying to monitor each the country. We have to the role of oversight in each country. But we need to work very powerful. We need some support for our partner so we can work. We can be free to make a good evaluation, because making good evaluation is important for our credibility, for the importance we give for the project, for the importance we give for the interests of the population. So I think Pan-African Parliament is one of the organs who can make very, very good evaluation to all the projects we can build in Africa.
Evaluation has to be given more attention for education and health. I believe that these two things have great importance for change, for development.